Okay, I have another thing. I just watched one of my other videos and I had to think about this. Status. Status is a sign of authority, and this is some I really want to show. Now, in the world, we have a sense authority does it makes you stand out. Um, it just if you show your sense of authority, it's why like with pastors and youth pastors and stuff like that, they get a lot more eyes on them than the average dude in the church. And it says this archetype, this thing happens everywhere. It made me think about Dr. Kirk Honda with like psychology in Seattle when he spoke about his comments on Married at First Sight. I think it's season 2, and he spoke about how one of the characters, his name is Shane, he has a very distinct voice, and how if you have something that's very distinctive, that gets more attention on you. That gets a lot more attention on you. So in a similar fashion, you get like a distinctive quality about yourself gets you more attention, especially if it's not something that's like repulsive or socially repulsive, or something that is standoffish or can come off as a little harsh and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, status matters, and it shows like aspects of like, okay, he can do something. He can perform well, and you perform well your job, you get more money. You get more money. You seem to be more financially stable, and it just alludes to a lot of other things. So I don't just encourage that, but here's what I do encourage: a Christian heart of service. Now, mind you, I have to break this down. Okay, so the Christian heart of service. What is involved in all of our businesses and our dealings? Relationships, relationships with humans, actual humans. Now, these humans are people too, and yes, they do business operations, but they're still people. And there's a reason why we have like these dinners and stuff like that. Sorry. There's a reason why we have dinners and stuff, because we have to engage with people. We have to talk to them. Just like with that lady who made the Theranos, the Elizabeth lady, she had to give a pitch, and she had to convince those dudes, those angel investors, dudes who have money, who have lots of money to invest in a company. She tells them about Theranos. She has to convince them. She has to talk to them, and she uses techniques such as lowering her voice to talk like this because it comes off as more masculine. It comes off as more masculine. Oh, I got that other one. It comes off as more masculine, and I only do that for a certain reason. But it comes off as more masculine. Um, and when she speaks to people, there's a good chance she projects. It's kind of a little strange sometimes when I hear it, because it's abnormally low. It's abnormally low for a female. Now, some women do have abnormally low voices, and ironically, um, it may be taken as assertive, but it won't be taken as attractive, because what's expected of a woman, socially expected of a woman, is that they have a high pitched voice, they're demure, they're soft, they're gentle, and at the same time they happen to be tactful using that stuff. So I want to mention another a movie that I really like watching, but that's just in a whole different topic. It's a spy thriller. It's actually two movies actually. And I think they're both based off the Black Widow. I think, in my opinion, I could be wrong, and it has to do with like the Cold War. That's all. That's all the hints I'm gonna give. But they use societal expectations of women to their advantage in being spies, and I found it to be pretty interesting, pretty cool. But Oh yeah, a heart of service. So a heart of service is so good because you can work well. You can learn to have a heart, a servant's heart. The Christian thing is having a servant's heart, being work ready, being strong, being capable. That's why I say go to the gym so you can be strong, so you can have more stamina to serve people. It's a beauty. It's really really a great asset to be a strong person. Not just for looks. The looks are a byproduct, but to really serve people is a beautiful thing. Um, you have a servant's heart, you ready, you say, okay, they say, hey, I want you to do this and do this. Like, okay, yes, all right, yep. And then you learn, just like with the Chick-fil-A attitude, they have a very servant posture. They say, yes, yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. Or not even yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, yep, I'll get it. Yep. All right, yeah, and be positive, be kind, be positive, you be hardworking, and all these things are great assets, not just for women, but because they're good in showing a Christian loving posture of service and servitude and even love. Because you're not when you're so busy working and serving people, you have less priority about a woman, a man, what they're doing and stuff like that. Like that is almost like a how can I describe it? It's almost like you showing yourself out, you're showcasing yourself, and it's good to do. It's good to show that the servant heart that you care about other people and that you're a servant, and you're here to serve and you're here to work. And you're here to continue to do that. And then one thing is just what is it? The humble will be served, or the serve. I forget. There's a scripture in one of the gospels that speaks about like um, the low person at the end of the table will be brought to a higher position, and that's just because of posture. You posture yourself to be low, and you serve, and you keep doing it even when you're in a higher position, because it's not about a positional looking, positional posturing. It matters to a point, but it doesn't matter as much as your internal heart. Because when you have a good posture for that, there's these statuses, and these status symbols don't matter as much. Even though they do, they just won't matter to your core motivations, and they shouldn't. They really shouldn't, because those things shift left and right. And that thing is be truthful. Be truthful. Yes, we're human. We're flawed. We can't be wrong. You have a posture that's kind, and you stay consistent in your kindness. You stay consistent in your sense of servitude. People find that to be such a great quality in somebody. And I just encourage people, like, please, like, really have a servant's heart for things, or really be kind. It's one thing to have boundaries and not be taken advantage of, but it's another thing to show, hey, I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. Just like Chick-fil-A, my pleasure. Forgive me, I hope that's not copywritten. But to have a servant's heart to say, hey, I'm gonna work for you, you know. And yes, you're here for a paycheck. That's still true. You're here for a paycheck, but you also are here to serve. As a Christian, you're here to be in the world, not of the world. And part of being in the world as a Christian and being distinct is showing your work ethic, to show that you care about people, and those reasons aren't selfish. Because if you're in a high position, there's a great chance seen you're going to be seen by your character, seen for your character. And if your character is not good, just come to that conclusion that, like, people around you will not really trust you like that. If you just, oh, I just want a position of power. How can you handle that if you can't be a good servant? You have to serve people. You have to keep serving people. I can only tell you that, because that's like the best posture for you to have, is a posture of service and humility. And humility is just knowing your position in the world. You don't think any highly than you ought to. You just know, hey, this is my position. I'm just here to serve. I'm just here to do my job. I'm just here to do my thing. I'm not trying to do any excessive chatter. That's my problem I'm working on. Excessive chatter. I'm not trying to look at, oh, who the pretty girls. Oh my gosh, let me talk to them. Like, you talk to them along the way, but you work, you have a heart to work. And so and that, ironically, all these things are great expressions of showing your dating viability. Because they show a good sense of character, a good sense of financial viability. To show, like, yo, people want a person who wants to work, and people want a person who wants to do their job and do it sincerely, and not do it because, oh, well, the pay ain't this, that, and third. Like, you show yourself to be a financially viable, people will always want you around in terms of your work ethic. And again, if you want a smidge of dating, a smidge of working security, being a worker who is willing to work and willing to just, you know, put in that work. I would say get on the hands and knees to do the thing, but I mean that more so like metaphorically, like really willing to do the stuff that people choose, just kind of scoff at, or like people that don't want to do it. Be willing to be. Here's my sorry. I have a motto for myself, is that make the hard stuff easy, and the easy stuff will be nothing. And by that, by that I mean search for tough work and be a master at it. One of the things I used to do in my jobs is that for new stuff, for new work, I would give myself 3 days to maximize and put in like the most the best work I could and memorizing what I need to do and just and try my best to hunker down and do it. And then I did it. And then I remember my past bosses learned that, like they seen it, like, wow, that's really impressive, because like, and I used when I was a dishwasher, I used to do it. Now, was I a excellent, super awesome, turbo amazing worker? I can't say. I'm pretty sure there was stuff I was pretty bad at, but I had a good positive attitude. I was willing to work, and I tried to, like when God says, when Christ says the have a childlike spirit, what the if any of these comes in with the appearance of a child, then they're accepted into the kingdom or something like that. So it's almost like posturing the innocence of a child, in my opinion. I could be wrong about that, but um, another thing is try to be truthful. Try to be as truthful as you can. Try to be humble as you can. Try to posture yourself as innocently as a child, because it's not to be a child or be childish in a negative sense, but to not show yourself to be victimized, or victimizing or blameless. Um, victimizing, but to be blameless in your character. And also another thing, be above reproach, be honorable, be respectful, be a person of good repute, be a person of good respect and authority. And all these things, again, these are all dating viabilities. In regards to your work, it's so good that you have a good posture and a good attitude and a good personality in regards to work, because people love that. People love that. People's it's the the dating, the and work. There's a lot going on at work, and so you might be a bit more safe for doing this than engaging in the extra stuff that happens at work. Um, and so that's what I have to say in terms of work. Just try to be a viable Christian there. And when you get some opportune times, some appropriate times, sometimes you feel led, try to slip some gospel in there, let them know, like, yo, I care about you, and again, to show people you care. They don't care about how much you know, they need to know how much you care, and so you're just throwing Bible scriptures at people. It might turn them off. And yes, we're said that the Bible and Christ and Jesus is going to be an essentially a turnoff. But when they see you in action, they see your character, they see, wow, this dude's pretty awesome. You know, it just makes it far more viable for you to show, hey, oh, I'm just a Christian, just doing my thing, you know. And sometimes you might ask small stuff like, hey, you go to church, and then you might have to talk to people about some light sorry, apologetics. And you can teach them, talk to them, have conversations, engage. I must be tired because I'm skipping over my words now. But yeah, engage with people, and learn to be kind. Learn to assert when you need to. Like another thing. Sorry, I'll get this in another video. But yeah, all right. But yeah, this is just how to season to be a good fragrance at workplace, and also that it increases your data viability. All right. I think that's it.